Hello guys, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I've got something very exciting. I'm going to come to that in a minute, but couldn't help but noticing the glorious sun that's setting over today. Has been absolutely wonderful, and I do hope as ever you guys are keeping safe. Thank you for joining me. I am the Whisky Speaker, and for those of you who don't know me, I am Nathan. We're going to get straight in, and we're going to go back to a whiskey that I looked at a few reviews back, and it is Filey Bay in South Yorkshire, in a little lovely village called Humnby. Now, if you haven't been there, just for the sights, sounds, smells, and everything in between, I highly recommend you go there. It's not too far from the national park in the North Yorkshire Moors. It is a beautiful place in the world, and the whiskey is definitely a great representation of that. I promise you, I'm not on commission. I'm just passionate about this because I think it is such a wonderful whiskey. So here we go. This is exciting for these guys because in April of this year, 2020, they released their first finish. So not only now have we got whiskey, but we've also got the first variant of what wood can release into the spirit to give us an interesting finish. Now, this is bottled at 46%. It is limited to 6,000 bottles. And it retails for around about £60. First of all, it's gone into a 200 litre bourbon cask, filled back in 2016, and then it's been able to sit there ever since. After that, it's then moved on to go into a 250 litre hogshead from Spain, and hence this is where the finish is Moscatel. Now, Moscatel is a lot rarer compared to Pedro Jimenez or Oloroso Sherry, so it is much more exclusive, so it's very unusual. So you're going to find this quite interesting. I don't think there's much else more I can tell you about this bottle, but I'm chomping at the bit to get into it, and as you can see, I have already started reviewing it by myself quite heavily, but I do think it's a wonderful whiskey. So I won't keep dilly-dallying anymore, and we get straight on it, and hopefully you'll find this useful. It's interesting at the moment, isn't it, actually, just as a side note, how the whiskey industry has now started to diverge and be a great use for communities, which they always have been, of course, from an economical point of view, historical point of view, and a cultural point of view, but moving on to making hand sanitizers for nations throughout the world, and currently helping us fight against the corona epidemic. So, jumping back on this whiskey. Here we go. Colour, absolutely gorgeous there. I would go for an amber, like a rose gold and amber. That nose, sometimes more often than not, actually my favourite bit of any whiskey tasting process, funny enough, isn't the taste itself, but it is the nose. But this doesn't disappoint in the slightest. Deep. It's got a very kind of deep smell. Dried fruits. Fresh fruits. Slightly honey. A sweet honey as well. Here we go. Moment of truth. Soft. I wouldn't say quite rounded though. I'm thinking deeply, obviously, is what I'm thinking. very, very sharp, very punchy, very kind of almost like a driving force, and very punchy in the palate. Definitely, once again, I would say there is fruit in there, and kind of almost like, rather than honey, there's kind of like a beeswax. And the more that kind of goes on to finish, it's definitely clean and very long lasting. So yeah, that's really, really quite exciting. Yeah, amber, like I say, amber to like a rose gold. Yeah, fresh fruits, dried fruits. Yeah, full body, definitely. Um, and just that kind of, yeah, loads of dried fruit mixed in with wax, and then there's a very, very long um, clean finish to it. So yeah, there you go, guys. I'm just gonna roll it, or wrap it up there, I should say. The bottle, Filey Bays from the Yorkshire Spirits Company, 46%, limited to 6,000 bottles, retails £60 a bottle. Their first venture of April 2020 into making a special finish. I would thoroughly recommend you check it out. Hopefully, guys, as ever, I will try and visit or come back to you next week, where we'll have another review, or we might go back into a tutorial stance. I haven't decided yet, but whatever time permits. But as ever, I hope you guys are all keeping really safe, enjoying your whiskey cabinet, and reviewing all the whiskies that you've got safely tucked at home. And hopefully, once all of this chaotic, crazy epidemic is over, we can all go back out into the world and enjoy everything that we've got, whether it be family, friends, or a good bottle of whiskey in good company. Thank you very much again, as ever. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.